Ambition. Sometimes I hear that people talk about ambition, and what is actually ambition? Is ambition the ability for you to create things in your mind and then make it happen? Is ambition a burning desire that somebody has and that is willing to sacrifice almost anything to make it happen? What if somebody doesn't have anything to sacrifice initially? What if people out here aren't really in a position to say that they're willing to sacrifice things for their ambition? So, ambition looks much different for everybody, I would imagine. Ambition for the person that's in prison, just trying to make it by because they're never going to see their freedom again, looks a little bit different. Ambition to them may mean that they have some pruno lined up for a baseball game, or they have some pruno lined up for a basketball game, a football game. They're never going to see freedom ever again. They're never going to be able to kiss a woman again. They're never going to be able to hug their mom, probably because the mom's dead. Family has died away. They spent 15 to 20 years already in prison, so maybe their ambition looks a lot different. Their ambition is just trying to exist every single day as comfortably as possible. So maybe their ambition is a lot different. You can't comprehend to that. Perfectly understandable. Maybe a mother's ambition looks a little like they just want to take care of their kids a lot better. So they're willing to sacrifice relationship. They're willing to sacrifice their own personal success so they don't take the jobs that are needed. They don't do the things that are needed for the greater good of their kids. Well, my ambition looks a little bit differently. My ambition looks something along the lines of always wanting a lot more for myself. I never really had a home to go to. Very, very violent upbringing. As a matter of fact, I hated home. Grew up on the streets. Never wanted to actually go home. So maybe my ambition looks a lot different than yours. Whether you can relate to my ambition or a single mom's ambition or just a prisoner trying to get by. Or maybe it looks a little something like I've always wanted an American bully. And this American bully is an absolute terrorist. Has 2 strikes just like I do. Okay, that's a little funny. Maybe not. Or maybe your ambition looks a little something like having Post-its everywhere, so that way as a reminder you can remind yourself that the person in the mirror is actually responsible for everything. Or maybe your ambition is having red bottoms. Not really sure. I don't really know why I got a thing for red bottoms, but I do. Maybe, just maybe, your ambition is to have fancy shoes that somebody can wear one day that are pink. I don't know. It doesn't really matter what your ambition is. The fact of the matter is, I have all these things. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people want a lot of things. They want a nice car. They want a nice house. They want nice friends. They want to be able to have money so that they can actually go out and purchase the things that they want to without actually looking at the bill. Well, I guess I wanted all those things as well too. And being ambitious is what it's going to take for people to accomplish these things. Or maybe just want a fancy-ass bar. I don't know. A nice drink here and there is definitely nice. Or you may want to cater a party. Well, in order to cater a party, you may want to have a nice house so that you can invite enough people. How many? I don't know. Or maybe you want a swimming pool for the person that doesn't swim. So maybe we should put a gate around there so that I don't fall. Did I say that out loud? In any case, ambition looks a lot different for everybody. But the fact of the matter is, I think I need to take a step back and remind myself that the place that I am today, although it's a spectacular place, although it's a beautiful place, it's a home, has a lot of things. I can come out here, think about the person that I was, or think about the places that I want to go to. But I need to remember that the place that I actually created all of these things that I now live is a place where most people probably wouldn't have become ambitious. I stop and think about what ambition really is, or why ambition is so important to me, even in a partner. I think ambition just makes me feel like I'm alive. I don't really know what it does for a lot of other people, but to be ambitious for a lot of people is hard work. So what does it even mean, or what does it even look like to be ambitious? Well, my profession is working with other people. I remember being in prison and I thought to myself, what do I want to do? Well, I'm a convicted felon, went to prison for attempted murder. I probably can't go and apply for your regular job, probably can't be in a financial district, I can't have any government jobs, probably won't be able to be a firefighter, a police officer, all these things that little kids want to grow up to be. So that wasn't my future. So I came across a magazine called Success Magazine, another magazine called Entrepreneur, and then I came across an individual by the name of Gary Vaynerchuk that, I don't know, this was back in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, all the way up until I got out in 2011. So what does it mean to be ambitious? Probably have a busy schedule. On average, I have anywhere from 10 to 12 clients a day. At a certain rate, people can do the math and say, wow, he's very, very successful. Yeah, but in order to do this, 14 plus years later, I probably have some go-tos. I have some habits that I've instilled quite well. Probably contact people every single day before our appointment. I still have social gatherings. I still want to create content on my YouTube channel. I still want to be a good friend. And most recently, still looking for, I guess, a partner. So what does that look like? What does my next partner look like? Probably very ambitious. Just got off the phone with a good close friend of mine, and she goes, if you had to list 2 top things on what you would look for in your partner, and I would probably say hustle and ambition. You know, I used to think that it was sex, but it's clearly not sex. I used to think that it was, man, if I could just find somebody that I was compatible with, but fact of the matter is I'm too ambitious and I got too much hustle for most people, and my next partner is probably going to be very ambitious and have a shit ton of hustle. And there's no age restrictions or age barriers, because sometimes people think that maybe I should just date a little older. Well, maybe I should date younger. I mean, most recently there's a 22-year-old that's a creator and wants to buy my client's restaurant at 22. Now that's fucking ambitious. I don't know what ambition is, but that's pretty good. So at the end of the day, my ambition may look a lot different than yours, but my ambition was created through struggle, through pain, 12 years of prison, and I created this ambition in a place where most people couldn't even fathom it. So when people say I'm willing to sacrifice everything, I'm willing to go after my dreams and my goals, sometimes I got to stop and think about, I don't really think they're willing to sacrifice anything, because they're not willing to get up early enough and grind. My day starts at 5 o'clock and my day ends at about 10 o'clock. What does my day consist of? Impacting and encouraging a lot of people. So maybe my ambition may not look like yours, but you got to figure out what your ambition is, and you got to figure out what moves you and drives you. At the end of the day, you can't live life for somebody else. You got to live life for yourself. Lucky for me, I'm very, very ambitious. I guess lucky for everybody, because all the people in my life can definitely see that I'm very ambitious. Even Vamp, he sees it with his wagging tail. So at the end of the day, what is ambition? That's not for me to tell. I guess it's for me to show.
Boom. If this footage comes out fucked up, I'm gonna be pissed, because that was really well said.